Hello to everyone. I'm welcoming to all of you, my dear students, in my second lecture. Again, I'm saying you that it's my second lecture of Chhattisgarh subject because I have already uploaded the first lecture of Chhattisgarh, that how will you locate your state Chhattisgarh, and as well as the facts regarding to the location of Chhattisgarh, which may be helpful for you for your upcoming examination. So let's start our today's lecture number 2. I'm your Kranti sir, and the topic is General Introduction of Chhattisgarh. So how you can provide an introduction in a general format? So to have a general introduction, firstly you are in requirement to draw a map of Chhattisgarh. So here it is, a map of Chhattisgarh, my dear. Draw only an outline, no need to draw the whole map with respect to the districts. You are in requirement to draw only what? The outline of it. So first of all, to have a proper notes, always remember or have a habit to write down the topic which you are going to learn. So what is the topic? General introduction. General introduction. Okay, this is. Now, to have a general introduction, firstly you must have to know the fact that when your own Chhattisgarh state came into an existence, or you may also call it as that when our Chhattisgarh state formed, and what actually the date of creation of your Chhattisgarh, and which one is the mother state of our Chhattisgarh. So these all are the questions which are important for you. So I'm giving you first of all the fact, then I'll provide you each and every concept behind the general introduction of Chhattisgarh, my dear. So please be with me, especially I'm requesting to the English medium students, because you don't know that many of the students who have the background of English medium, they are facing problem to write down or to have a proper notes for their PSC examination of VYAPAM. Because most of the authentic books, especially of government of Chhattisgarh, like Hindi Granth Academy, have a book only in Hindi medium. So it becomes tough for the English medium students to convert it in a proper way. Why I'm saying it so? Because you don't have that much of time to convert each and every word, because you have to read much more subjects. That's why I'm doing the same thing for you, dear. Okay. So firstly, the fact when our Chhattisgarh formed. So you may write down only the creation of Chhattisgarh in short, or formation of Chhattisgarh. So I'm writing here creation of Chhattisgarh. So the creation of Chhattisgarh is from one state, and that state is Madhya Pradesh. So you may write down that state Chhattisgarh is carved out. Carved out means it's separated out from a one already state which is in existence, is Madhya Pradesh. So Chhattisgarh carved off from Madhya Pradesh. From Madhya Pradesh. Then the another fact that you are in requirement or need to know is that when, what is the date. Then the second fact is the date. On 1st of November 2000, Then again the question arises, sir, but is it possible to carve off some of the boundary or physical landmass from an existing state to form a new state? Is it easier to do it? No, it's not that much easy what actually you are thinking, because it required some procedure. According to the Constitution of India, it has the right given to the Parliament to have a procedure to form a new state from an existing state like Chhattisgarh from Madhya Pradesh. And that's why there is a name of act on the basis of Chhattisgarh separated out from the Madhya Pradesh. So you have to remember the name of that act. So the name of act is Madhya Pradesh Reorganization Act. Reorganization Act 2000. That you must have to remember. Okay? And that act was passed by the Parliament, not by a state legislature. Please note down it. Because this right to form a new state from an existing state is given only to the Parliament. But Parliament can have an advice or a point of view from the states also. But the rights is given to the Parliament. So please remember it, okay? Or you may also write down here that by the Parliament also. Okay? So this one is the fact that you must have to know. Now another thing, that this Chhattisgarh, means our motherland, is of landlocked state. So why I am focusing especially directly on the landlocked state? Because it is the important thing that the student must know for their exam. Now see here what actually the importance of landlocked. Then I'll provide you another data also. So please be with me. Second fact is, state is what? Landlocked. So we must have to know the importance of landlocked. And what do we mean by a landlocked? So to remember the concept behind landlocked, see here. The first answer is, the Chhattisgarh state is known as a landlocked state because it covered throughout the boundaries. Means all around this state Chhattisgarh, we shares the boundary with another Indian state. And how many Indian states? These are 7. So first of all, write down the fact 7 states covers all around our motherland, that is Chhattisgarh. So the next fact that you are in requirement is the name of those states. Okay? So please see here. In the northern part, you will get Uttar Pradesh. And in northeast, here it is what? Jharkhand. Jharkhand. Now from northeast till south, north, here it is the northeast part. So from the northeast to the east till to the southeast, like this. The state name is Odisha. Odisha. Because this Odisha covers some part of the northeast, it covers the part of eastern side of Chhattisgarh also. Also it covers the part of southeast. That's why in this manner you can draw the boundary with Odisha. Now in southern part you have the boundary of Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Now, near about to it, we have another boundary in a position of southwest direction, that is Telangana. We have Telangana. We have, okay, above to it, till this western part of our Chhattisgarh is Maharashtra. Means Maharashtra covers the part of Chhattisgarh western, then some part of the southwest also. Above to it, you will get the mother state from where the Chhattisgarh is carved out on 1st of November 2000, and it is none another than Madhya Pradesh. So write down here Madhya Pradesh, which covers the position from northwest till the western part of Chhattisgarh. Now count it: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That's why there are the 7 states. And remember the names. Now one more thing. If this Chhattisgarh is carved out to form a separate state from Madhya Pradesh, then from which direction it is carved out, or from which part of the Madhya Pradesh this Chhattisgarh is carved out? Then the answer is southeast position of Madhya Pradesh is carved out to form a separate Chhattisgarh. So what actually the position with regard to this Madhya Pradesh is? Southeast. Southeast direction with regard to the state Madhya Pradesh. Okay, this is the fact that you have to know. Now see here, these 7 states cover the whole Chhattisgarh, and there is no as such boundary of another country which shares with Chhattisgarh. There is no another boundary or the coastline which shares with Chhattisgarh. This is the reason why this state Chhattisgarh is known as landlocked. Because there is no as such the boundary which the Chhattisgarh shares with the coastline of any sea. There is no as such boundary that state Chhattisgarh shares with another country. This is the reason why Chhattisgarh is known as landlocked. Now I'll deal you each and every important of landlocked, my dear. Each and every important. Please be with me. Trust me. I'll provide you what actually you are a requirement to clear your examination. And if you like my video, please provide a comment from your side. It will boost me. Okay. Now go to another slides to clear the concept of the landlocked. See here. So I am writing only the Chhattisgarh is landlocked state. Chhattisgarh is landlocked state. To understand it, you have to draw what outline of India. So draw the outline of India. Here it is Rajasthan. Somewhere here you will get a Gujarat. Then a peninsular part of like this India, Nepal, Sikkim, northeast part like this. So it is our India. See here. This. Okay. Now draw our state Chhattisgarh. Somewhere here, look at our state Chhattisgarh. See and observe here that Chhattisgarh is within the boundary of India itself, and not sharing with its own boundary with another country, nor even with any ocean. Why? Because Bay of Bengal is here. Bay of Bengal is here. But this Bay of Bengal shares the boundary with the Orissa. See here. Somewhere here you will get an Orissa. Here it is an Orissa, which separates the Chhattisgarh from Bay of Bengal. It means Bay of Bengal not sharing, or Chhattisgarh is not sharing its boundary with Bay of Bengal. There is no such coastline, my dear. Means what are the points we are getting with regard to the landlocked? See here. What are the points we are getting? The very first point is that not sharing the boundary with any another country. First point is what? Not sharing boundary with other country. Second point, not having any kind of coastline. No coastline. No coastline. Two things you got? Okay. Now again, see the map. As this state, means our Chhattisgarh, is a landlocked state. Okay. And it belongs to the peninsular plateau of India. See here, it is the peninsular plateau or the peninsular part of our India. And Chhattisgarh belongs to that one. So now you need to know especially the transportation part, which is directly related to being a landlocked state. Why? The answer is to have an economic development. You are in requirement to have a best transport facilities also, my dear, for providing a best market for your goods, either for your importing one or for your exporting one. And to have a better facility of transport, you have a 3 to 4 ways. For example, you are having an airport transport facility. You have a highways, means roadways you can say it, rail transport, waterways. These all are the transport media which helps the state to have an economic development. But what about the Chhattisgarh? Because it is a landlocked state. So what kind of transport we have? See here. As it is far away from the Bay of Bengal, approximately 400 kilometers apart from the Bay of Bengal, and there is no such condition to have its own coastline. So what kind of transport facilities we have? So you can write down the next point about transport facility. Transport facility that we have is the one is road transport. Okay, road transport. For this we have what? National highways. Okay, you may write down. For this we have what? National highways. You have state highways. You have your district roads through which you can do the transport of your own goods and services for your economic development. And the best example that you may give the road transport is from Raipur. See here, from Raipur to Visakhapatnam. What I am saying? From Raipur to Visakhapatnam. To make it clear, again I am going to draw here our state Chhattisgarh. See, here it is your Chhattisgarh, the outline of motherland. Now, somewhere here you will get what? Raipur, R. And here it is what? Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. The best example that you may provide for the road transport facility that enhance the economic development of our Chhattisgarh is from Raipur to Visakhapatnam of Andhra Pradesh. We have one Greenfield Expressway. What is the example? Greenfield Expressway. Greenfield Expressway from Raipur to Visakhapatnam via Orissa. Okay. Via Orissa you may call it also. So this is the best example. Being a landlocked, because we don't have what? Coastline. So the second thing, what kind of transport facility we have being a landlocked is? Second one is what? Air transport we have. Air transport we have. For example, see here. For example, in Raipur itself, you have air transport facility. In Naya Raipur. In Ambikapur, you have, here it is, Ambikapur. In Bilaspur. In Jagdalpur, you have the facility. Third, what kind of transport we have? Third, you may consider about railway line we have. Railway. The fourth one is water transport we have also. We also have it, but in a kind of small manner. Even though I am giving you the fact. Because most of the examinations are asking related to the water transport facility of Chhattisgarh. And students become at that time in a confusing condition that Chhattisgarh is a landlocked state. So how is it possible to have a water transport facility? Because to have a water transport facility, either you have or either you must have the coastline facility, but we don't have any coastline facility, or you have a biggest river to have a water transport facility. This is the reason why they are asking a question about the water transport facility of Chhattisgarh. That's why I'm giving you the fact. So we have the water transport facility also. Water transport facility. Where? See. Here in the southern part of Chhattisgarh, you may get River Sabri. Please note it down. River Sabri you have. And this river Sabri is going from the southern part of Chhattisgarh, that is from the Konta. You may consider here. The name is what? Konta. Konta to Andhra Pradesh. And the name of this position is Kunavaram. You may also consider the name because maybe Kunavaram. This is the place. But you have a kind of a small water transport facility. But it is important because it is the only only one transport facility we have from the Konta to the Kunavaram, Andhra Pradesh. My dear, but to have an economic development, you must need a coastline area, but you don't have. This is the biggest loss we have, to have a landlocked state. Why, sir? Why? Your answer is this: because being a landlocked state, not having any kind of coastline boundary, we have the biggest loss is, so I'm writing here the loss also. See here, what are the loss we are having is, first of all, we don't have direct access. We don't have direct access to sea resources, sea resources like fishes, for the fishing, because you know that fishing is also a best economic way. Second thing, being a landlocked state, we have one more loss, that maritime boundary we don't have, and because of not having a maritime boundary, we don't have a facility to export or import directly through the sea route. So don't have direct access for export or import from the sea route. Okay? And one more thing, hardly 5 to minutes, 5 or approximately 10 minutes I will take, because the concept landlocked state, you may get somewhere else also, but may be possible you can confuse yourself. That's why I'm giving you the data, my dear. Please be with me for 5 minutes only. Landlocked state, for being a landlocked state, we have the positive characteristics also. Now, sir, you are saying that we have a biggest loss with regard to the economy, and again you are saying that we have a positive characteristic also for being a landlocked state. How is it possible? It creates a controversy within the mind of a student. Sir, please give us a detail regarding to it, that how this landlocked state provides a positive characteristics. Yes, it provides us a positive characteristic, my dear. See how. Again, I am going to draw a map of our Chhattisgarh to show you how this provides us a positive characteristic for being a landlocked state. See here, as I have already told to you that it not shares a boundary with any kind of sea, so you may call it as what? Don't have any coastline. First point is what? Don't have any coastline. Means what? Means we don't have any direct connection with the sea, because sea is where? Sea. Here it is, the Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal, much far away from Chhattisgarh. Much far away from Chhattisgarh. Approximately you may consider 400 kilometers. Approximately you may consider. This is the reason that we have a positive impact also. And what that positive impact? To have a different seasons, my dear. How? Because of being apart from Bay of Bengal, approximately having a 400 kilometer in distance between it, we have a continental effect, and this is the positive characteristic with regard to the geography, my dear, or you may call it as with regard to the climate. See, second point is all about the climate, that we have a positive impact. What kind of effect we are getting? Continental effect. So first point is we are getting what? Continental effect. So what do we mean by continental effect? Continental effect means you will get extreme conditions of, see here, what you will get? Extreme condition of hot as well as cold. This is the reason, my dear, why you are getting a season of summer, why you are getting a season of rainy, why you are getting a season of winter. This is the reason, because we have a continental effect for being apart from Bay of Bengal approximately 400 kilometers, and this is a positive thing for us. Positive thing. The second concept that we are getting a positive thing, it's all about no sea mean effect, my dear, and this point is also important for you. In another manner, with respect to the continental effect, you may call it as no sea mean effect. What you can write it down here? No sea mean effect. It means we don't have any kind of effect of this Bay of Bengal or any sea or the ocean directly on the climate of Chhattisgarh. Means we don't have any kind of condition of moderate temperature because of sea. Means no sea mean effect means we don't have throughout a year moderate temperature. Moderate temperature we don't have. And it's a good thing for us. Otherwise, how will we get the extreme condition of hot, extreme condition of coldness, which provides us the different seasons? So it is the best way for us, my dear, to have a no sea mean effect or the moderate temperature. So the moment, if you will give the introduction part of Chhattisgarh, always please have a better concept regard to the position of Chhattisgarh. The only single point, landlord gives you a different types of data, which always confuse to the students. So this kind of lecture I will continue from tomorrow onwards also. So till that day, till tomorrow, have a nice day, my dear, and thank you to all of you.